Good morning, Arthur Ruff for the ASNI TV. I'd like to speak to you this morning about racism and hate crimes. I have never heard so much crap talk about racism and hate crimes since Pastor McConnell made his statement about Muslims and Sharia law from his church, from the privacy of his own church. As far as I know, we do have freedom of speech in Northern Ireland. Now, all of a sudden, you get Muslims, Pakistanis, Chinese and other people from foreign countries demanding that they want better conditions, they want equality, they want human rights, they want freedom of speech. Then you get the Muslim leaders demanding public apologies. They are beginning to sound like Sinn Féin ARA when the British government put them into power at Stormont for services rendered and doing a U-turn. All you get from Sinn Féin ARA is we want, we want, we want. Then Peter Robertson, after agreeing with Pastor McConnell on his statement, because of pressure from the BBC and the media and Muslim leaders, he done a complete U-turn and apologised to the Muslim leaders in private. But that wasn't good enough for them. They made a wee boy out of our so-called First Minister and made him apologise in public in front of the world media. Now, a man with any principles at all would have told them where to go. But Peter had to abide with the British government if he was to keep his job in that sham of a government he shares with terrorists. Then you get the other half of that double act, McGuinness, agreeing with the Muslim leaders and going to their mosque and apologising. But of course, the world media was there to report it. It's a pity McGuinness and his Sinn Féin ARA terrorists didn't apologise to the thousands of innocent men, women and children that they murdered in their illegal war. But of course, those were Irish people and they were expendable. In case they don't know what that word means, it is able to sacrifice to achieve an objective. I just hope that all those innocent lives lost was worth McGuinness and Sinn Féin ARA sharing power with Robertson under British rule. I never got McGuinness or Robertson or the British state coming to apologise to me when Sinn Féin ARA brutally murdered my father with the help of the RUC PSNI and the British Army. This scum, not content with shooting my father in the back 5 times, then they went to my brother's house and put him and his family out of the area and told him to leave the country. And I reported it to the police at North Queen Street RUC station. No one ever came out to speak to me or to take a statement. After my brother Tommy and his family left and went to South Africa to work, he was there 3 years and died of a massive heart attack, aged only 44 years old. That was on the 2nd of the 8th, 1985. Not content with murdering my father and also being responsible for Tommy's death, these motherless scum, Sinn Féin ARA from the Lord's Road, turned the racism and hatred on my mother, who lived in Hillman Street, and with the help of a Sinn Féin ARA random mob, pelted her house with eggs. She also received malicious phone calls threatening to burn her house down with her in it. Now, my mother was forced to leave her home. That is, after I informed the police at least 6 times, no help ever came. Now, those Sinn Féin ARA scum, after murdering her husband and also murdering her son Tommy, now they have turned their vengeance on her. And I'm quite sure that that is what killed her, as she died of a massive stroke just 2 years after leaving her house, aged 66 years old. Now let me tell Adams and McGuinness and the rest of that Sinn Féin Éire scum. 3 members of my family were wiped out by Sinn Féin Éire scum, and no one from any government agency has come to me and asked, do I need any help? Or maybe their deaths aren't classified as racist or hate crimes, as they don't want to offend those murdering Sinn Féin Éire scum who work at Stormont with them. It looks like to me that racism or hate crimes are only for Muslims, for Pakistanis and Chinese, according to all those who attended the protest meetings at the City Hall. Then would someone kindly tell me what name tag do you put on the murders of my family, who were murdered by Sinn Féin Éire, who are sitting in Stormont sharing power with the DUP, put there by the corrupt British government? Then you get that terrorist McGuinness and Anna Lowe calling for changes in our system to appease Muslims, and McGuinness going out of his way to help the Muslim leaders obtain free land to build a mosque, while he, McGuinness, and his scum crowd put my mother and brother out of their homes, causing their deaths, and brutally murdering my father, with the help of the Sinn Féin Éire police informer Scapitici and the RUCPSNI. Both my parents and my brother Tommy were born and bred here in Belfast and worked here all their lives, asking for no help from anyone. And let me make it loud and clear to those Muslim leaders, Anna Lowe and McGuinness, if you don't like what I say, let McGuinness go to his friends in the RUCPSNI. He has many friends in it, who was Sinn Féin Éire, murdered my father, and I, unlike Robinson, McGuinness and Pastor McConnell, will be apologising to no one if they don't like what I say. Tough. If you watch those Muslims in Iraq and see how these Muslims treat their fellow citizens, take them out of their homes and shoot them in the street, and others getting stoned to death in the street, so of course that is something similar to what McGuinness and Adams and his crowd of Sinn Féin Éire scum were doing here in Northern Ireland not too long ago to innocent men, women and children. I can mention 2 cases offhand. My father taken out of a pub in North Belfast, shot 5 times in the back. By the way, my father was an unarmed man. And Jean McConville trailed out of our home in front of her 10 children and shot. So, Muslims and Sinn Féin Éire have something in common. They must read from the same Sharia law Bible. Thank you for listening to ASNI, and good morning. Now, anyone who would like a tape of this story, or any one of my stories, can call me on my mobile 07715 921137, and I will send you a copy free. Thank you. Anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to air it can call me on my mobile 07715 921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. Now watch more of my stories on YouTube, ArthurOfferty.com, YouTube Arthur Offerty, Arthur Offerty Docker, my YouTube Jackspot 2012. Now that is a tape about the brutal murder of my father by Sinn Féin Éire, and I have named the informer who murdered him, Scapitici. My email is arthurofferty1@gmail.com. Thank you for watching ASNI TV, and I will see you soon, and good morning.